going to give you 12 ways to find more bourbon and a bonus that no one knows about yet. Welcome back to That Bourbon Dude. My name is Charles. Today we're talking about 12 ways that you can find more bourbon, and I'm going to give you a bonus one. I'm actually not going to put that at the end. I'm going to sprinkle it throughout, so you'll just have to scavenge through and find the damn thing. That way you have some more time to look at all the stuff. That's just how I am, being tricky like that. All right, folks, real quick, let's knock this out of the way. You guys know how this works. If you take a look right here and right here, this one right here, we have my community group. That's where we do all my fun stuff. Giveaways, talk about all the good stuff, fun stuff that you all love so much. Everything community related around the whiskey world, and we help each other out and do charity work as well. And the other one is What Dropped. What Dropped is a collection of what is being dropped that day at the distillery. So no more scavenging around looking from page to page to page. It is all in one spot. Last thing, before we get started, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. A lot of you guys keep telling me that you've subscribed and then YouTube has unsubscribed you. Go ahead, just hit it again. It's fun. It works. All right, let's dive into it. First one. This is the one that everyone has the trouble with. That's being patient. We are all like wanting instant gratification, right? We out there just like want to walk in a store, grab a bottle, walk out, and day's over with. You don't have to always score when you're hunting. Yes, it's fun to be able to get something, but if you're not hunting, is it really worth anything to you? Is the thrill of the hunt there? At that point, it's just buying, right? So be patient. All right, don't get in a rush, right? So that's the first one. Be patient. Second one is a good one because I think a lot of us have this this problem. Okay, stop hunting the same stores over and over and over again. You know that store like the back of your hand. You know when the delivery's coming. You know pretty much what they're going to get. Branch out a little bit, okay? Stop hunting the same stores, right? That's an easy one. That's an easy one, okay? Now, this one's going to be a little bit confusing. Hunt non-bourbon areas. You're like, Charles, what the heck are you talking about? Well, let me break it down to you. When I go on vacation, I vacation in Florida. Bourbon is not the most popular spirit to drink in Florida. It's tequila. It is rum. It is anything other than bourbon. And I have a great time finding stuff in places like that, especially the Keys, because we go into Winn-Dixie. You guys have been around a while, know that Winn-Dixie is like one of my favorite places to hunt for whiskey. They always seem to have something good. You just got to know how to ask for it. Don't be that bourbon douchebag that just runs up to the counter and starts asking for crap. Just be patient. Talk to the guy. Talk to the lady. Maybe they have something hidden under the counter in the back, right? They don't typically just stick it out on the shelf. Remember that. They don't put it on the shelf. Okay. Next, this is a good one. This is one that I recently started using more often because I just kind of discovered how effective this one is. I had an idea that it was going to work, but I was just kind of testing the theory out. So every time I've been going to touristy areas, I've been branching away and going to the outskirts of town to the local mom and pop shops where the locals are shopping. So go to touristy cities and then hunt the outskirts of town, not like the tourist trap areas. Those always have stuff, but they're always overpriced. So hunt the outskirts of the city, right? This one here pertains to pretty much any major city. Hunt the area of town that is the most sketchy and uncomfortable for you to be in. If you feel like you need to lock your doors while you're just driving down the street, it's a good chance that you're going to find some allocated stuff at one of those stores, okay? I like to hunt in Atlanta. It's no secret to anybody. I find a lot of stuff down there. I go in some pretty sketch places, you know, when you go into those stores and you got the zombies outside that's all tweaking. Yeah, those are some good stores. Like, the people are not in there buying $200 bottles like we are. They're out there getting some shooters and anything else they get their hands on, right? So sketchy stores are really good. The next one, this one is kind of a good one for when you're hunting in Louisville, but I'm sure it works everywhere else as well. Close proximity to larger cities. If you know that there's a highly populated city around you, the small little mom and pop stores in these little bitty pop up towns, the suburbs, they get a lot of stuff too. Don't discount those because you get outside of the city limits, you get into the suburbs, and that's kind of your average Joe people, your normal human beings, and you get into that soccer mom, soccer dad kind of mentality. See a lot of white Suburbans, and they're not probably buying much allocated stuff. They're buying the basics, but the basics is what brings in the allocated stuff into the store, and it's not moving. So they're looking to cut some deals, make some bundles happen, and get some stuff out the door quick at good prices. So that's a very good one. Close proximity, major towns in those little suburb areas. One of my favorites, low income communities. If you're going to be traveling, doing a road trip, by all means, look at the map. See what towns are in between where you're at, where you're going. 2-second Google search will tell you what the average income of that town is. Anytime that I find a town that's like in that $40,000 to $30,000 mark, if that's what their normal income is in that town, there's a high probability that there's going to be a liquor store there that has good stuff sitting in their back room. I can't tell you how many times I've went into small towns. And when I say small towns, I'm talking like towns of like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 7,000, like smaller towns, right? They have stuff there that nobody's going to buy because the dollars don't stack up at the end of the month to afford, these high-end bottles. They're buying, Wheatley vodka, they're buying Fireball, they're buying shooters, things that gets allocations in. So don't discount those stores, right? One that I like that I just kind of started really doing a lot more recently is gas stations that have liquor stores inside of them. There's so many times that I go into a gas station liquor store and they do a lot of high volume of shooters and stuff, so they get a lot of allocations. Last Christmas, I missed out on being able to get an entire lineup of Pappy's and BTAC by 20 minutes. Walked into the store. The guy had said that they had the delivery several days ago. Nobody wanted to buy anything. They were doing like one per person, but nobody was buying. It's a very small crap town, nothing important going on. And then one gentleman that was just passing through town said, "Hey, I would be interested in buying them all." And the guy's like, "Yes, you can have them all." So he was able to get it. I missed out by 20 minutes. I was stopping in there to get gas. So do not discount going into those little stores like that. Those gas station liquor stores are legit. Okay. Next, do not be afraid to ask the cashier if they have something special. But here's the caveat to this. Please try to buy something regular that you're going to use. Treat it as an opportunity to buy something that you're going to use as a mixer. That is a good way to bridge the gap between just being that bourbon douchebag that's coming in and wanting to just buy allocations and stuff. Buy your Old Forester 100, your Wild Turkey 101, whatever you're making cocktails with. Stick it up on the counter, buy it. You're going to use it at some point. So why not use that, bridge that gap, and create kind of that little, I don't know, what the hell would you call that? Just kind of a showing that they're going to spend some money other than just buying allocations, right? Don't just be in there to buy allocations. And I know we all don't necessarily want to be buying all the other stuff, but please, it makes it easier, and they become more comfortable in the fact they see you buying something else. So that's a good thing there. So buy something else to help smooth things along. This one here is a big one, especially if you're in states that your grocery stores sell liquor. Walmart's, Kroger's, Winn-Dixie's, those are like the three big ones. I know there's Myers and a bunch of other places that do it. I think it was Fred's or Fry's or something. Anyways, whatever is out in Arizona does a big one. But yeah, grocery store liquor chains always have great stuff for their drops, and they are rock bottom prices. So check those out. That's really good. Another one that I like to do here is do not discount or drive by or just pass up on a store just because it looks horrible. It may look in the window when you're driving by like they don't have hardly anything on the shelves, but a lot of times what you see on the shelves is not always what they actually have. I just ran through this exact situation just the other day in Nashville. I've driven by a store, I don't know, hundreds of times going to another store, and I just whipped it in there real quick. I walked in, there was something on the shelf that I wanted. I was like, holy crap, I bought it. Great price. It's been sitting there forever. Nobody was buying it. I mean, like the high end stuff in there for them is like larceny small batch. So if that gives you an idea of what is being sold there, like it's very, very low dollar amount bottles. So don't just drive by a store thinking that they're not going to have anything. It's a good opportunity for you to maybe build a relationship with a store that doesn't necessarily have a relationship with someone in the bourbon community, because people pass on them so much. So that's a good tip there. Now, here's where the one I was going to say is a special one. You guys know that I have the What Dropped group for the distilleries. Well, I am thrilled to announce that What Dropped now is available in all 50 states. Launches officially today. As of the watching of this video, you can now type in What Dropped and whatever state, Kentucky, Tennessee, every state, all of the states. You now have access to all those. We're just getting started, so bear with us as we continue to grow. There's going to be more and more posts in these groups. I would love it to see you guys hang out in there, share what you're finding, treat this like you do any of the other major groups that I have. We're a community. We're focused on helping each other, so keep that in mind. It's always going to be that way. These are not flipping groups, so don't think these are flipping groups. Don't try to flip in them. I'll kick you out like I do anybody else. So treat it with respect. Utilize it to your best to be able to get what you can. Support each other, support the community. And then one other little sprinkle that I want to put in here as a bonus. We also have created a group called the Bourbon Blacklist. This group is now dedicated specifically to museum stores to help all of us that are out there hunting on the weekly basis. If you run over a museum store and they get crazy prices, snap some pictures, post this store, blast them, let the community know. Don't waste your time. Make sure you're putting the city and state this place is in, the name of the store, so people can avoid it. Don't just stick a picture of stupid prices, because nobody's going to know where it's at. So do that. It's all going to be linked down in the description area below. I'm going to link the Bourbon Blacklist, and then you'll just know what dropped, and then whatever state you want to hunt in, type it into Facebook. It's going to be there. Massive community. We are growing tremendously in our first group, and because of that, and so many of you have reached out to me wanting me to do one for every state, that is what I've done. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on the next one. I hope these tips helped you guys out.